Begin.
Shout out to Windermere, putting people with homes throughout the Gorge, licensed in both Washington and Oregon. Give Kim Chamness a call.
Official timeout? Redzilla trying to take the outside and swings back to the inside. Sister Slaughter recycling Brutality all the way back. Brutality just plowing their way through and is able to sneak past Sister Slaughter. Lead jammer gets awarded to Gorge.
Redzilla looking for some room, but looks like a thick wall of Gorge there, not letting anything happen in a star pass to penetration.
Penetration wearing the star cap now, getting recycled back, still have yet to make an initial pass for Dockyard. Hard hits from Dockyard on penetration, or on Brutality. Brutality getting called on a cut track now and being sent to the box. Penetration's knocked to the outside line and is recycled back.
Britt's still hanging out in that penalty box for Gorge.
Penetration trying to take a whip off of their teammate and is through on their initial now, looking to take some points away before Brutality comes back out onto the track with under 15 seconds left in this jam.
Penetration picking up a penalty there. Hard to see what it was.
And Dockyard is going to start the next jam in the box, so it's going to be a power jam for Gorge. Gorge gets away with lead on that one. Kaleidoscope swinging to that outside, gets knocked out just a little bit and recycled back. Kaleidoscope still pushing through. Just a little bit longer, unopposed by penetration. 4 points up on the board for Gorge. Penetration almost sneaks through, but out of nowhere, Dockyard blocker comes through and says, nope, hip check to the inside. Cut track called on Kaleidoscope. Now we're going to be a full 2-minute jam.
Looking for some room on that outside line and getting shuffled into the middle there. Penetration with a fast-moving Gorge wall. Able to slip out from the top.
Penetration looking to take that inside line, steps out, and is going to get called on a penalty and is sent to the box.
Kaleidoscope on that outside edge there. Big hit. Looks like into Pitbull.
Kaleidoscope trying to get a whip off of her teammate's shirt, pulled a little too hard and just dropped them straight down onto their lower back. Unintentional, but stuff like this does happen in roller derby. Big shout out to Mr. eLive Productions harnessing the sound from unicorns. And yeah, let's give it up for our skater, number 9, Pitbull. Yeah.
Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen, for Pitbull. People forget sometimes roller derby is a full contact sport. It is not like wrestling on the TV.
Sometimes your own teammate's the one that take you down.
No, it's more like boxing on roller skates.
Vegan's going to be starting at the line unopposed with penetration in the box. Gorge running backwards to force a no-pack call, which means that Dockyard has to let the jammer go straight on through. Second time tonight performing that trick.
On that inside line, like a vegan, finding some more room, picking up 4 more points. Penetration still waiting in that penalty box. Gorge Wall going to try to make sure that hole's cut wide open, but we can see Dockyard here stocking up on corner 2. Vegan around the outside or inside of corner 2, picking up 4 more.
Penetration already passing off the jammer cap to Can You Hit Me Now?
Vegan with a big recycle there.
Vegan skating through on like a wing and a prayer. 4 points up on the board. Can You Hit Me Now? Just behind, looking to put some points up. Hips are past 1 skater, 2 skater, but is getting recycled back. Can You Hit Me Now? Getting some offense played, is recycled back on the inside line. Full 2-minute jam as Like a Vegan commits a cut track.
Not a great place to be for Gorge right now, as they're going to have to play a solid wall of defense there, but Can You Hit Me Now? Out in front, picking up 4.
Can You Hit Me Now? Finishing out this jam unopposed in a power jam, getting a lot of offense played by their blockers. 3 points up on the board for Can You Hit Me Now, and 4 on the board for Vegan, bringing this score now 21-93.
7.5 on this first half.
Sister Slaughter wearing the jammer cap. Sister Slaughter, in just a short little bit of time left in the power jam, is able to speed through. Lead jammer status is awarded to Dockyard, but Vegan has now entered the track.
Quick transition play there from penalty box to on the track. Like a Vegan, looking for some room on that outside line. Manages to get it. Not in that lead jam position, though. Waiting to see what Sister Slaughter's reaction is, and there it is, calling off that jam.
Sister Slaughter saving the points, making sure that only Dockyard gets points this go around. 23-93. 2 Dockyard skaters in the box. Volcanic Bottle Shop for the most extensive and diverse selection of beer and cider in the Gorge on the Heights in Hood River.
Brutality on the line for Gorge.
And
Lauren on the line for Dockyard. Brutality up in front, pushing hard on that Dockyard wall. Lauren stuck in the back. They are at that limit just about, and I see a multiplayer block being issued. Slamboni headed to the penalty box for Gorge.
Both teams have blockers in the box now. Dockyard has only one blocker out on the track right now. Now there's 2 more. And a successful jammer pass has been committed. Can you hit me now? Wearing the jammer cap.
Big hit there, number 31 for Dockyard, going down backwards. It looks like a penalty being issued to M. Peach on Dockyard as well. Brutality out in front for 4 more. 12 on the board.
Can you hit me now? Back on the track after being recycled super far back.
Three points there going on the wall for Gorge. 2 points for Dockyard.
Bad Astrid back out on the line for Dockyard. Bad Astrid coming in, trying to plow their way through, having a little bit of difficulty finding the right holes to go through.
Kaleidoscope getting out in front, grabbing a lead jam position for Gorge. Derby Dames definitely getting slowed down a little bit there in the inside of corner 1 and 2. Kaleidoscope coming out of the back of that pack right behind Bad Astrid.
Now Dockyard and Gorge fighting for who can get away from each other. Gorge calling it off to save the points.
That was definitely a jammer on jammer play there. We don't get a whole lot of that anymore in roller derby. Not as much as we used to, but when it does happen, it's usually a lot better than it used to be. A lot more strategy implemented, and sometimes it's just way more brutal, to be honest. Sometimes it's just way heavier.
So 9 Inch Nails up on the line against Vegan.
Vegan slipping out to the front of that pack, looking like trying to get some help there from Aftermath. Looks like it works. Like a Vegan out in front with that lead jam position. 9 Inch Snails just breaking out of that pack there, about a full track behind Like a Vegan.
Nine Inch Nails jumping through the pack and puts 4 points up on the board.
Nine Inch Snails picking up some speed and making that pack move a little bit quicker as Like a Vegan slipped through and called it off. Picking up 2 points there.
Gorge getting into this next century a little early.
Little early. 2 minutes left in this first half. Gorge at 114.
That's a lot of points. Redzilla going up against Brutality. Redzilla facing the same problem that every set of jammers for any team ever, I think, going up against Gorge faces, finding the right holes in their walls to get through.
Brutality in that lead jam position. Dockyard looks like sending and Peach to the penalty box. Not sure what the penalty was. Britt out in front for 4 more, though.
Redzilla finally through and is now going to be able to put some points up on the board.
Looks like going around the outside, Slamboni trying to line out that wall. Brutality calling off the jam.
Dockyard running it up a little bit, forcing that call off, knowing that their jammer was right behind. Looks like there's going to be an official review or a timeout white.
It's timeout. It's a good time to go out into the lobby and get yourself a beer. All the proceeds go to help support the Gorge Roller Derby. Couldn't do it without you.
Our amazing beer sponsors, Everybody's Brewing,
Double Mountain,
and Freebridge Brewing have been donating every dollar from the proceeds from the beer sales to our league since they've been here, since day one.
Yeah, years.
So
It's a lot
this
of
is
money.
9 years, ladies and gentlemen. We want to say a big thank you to all of them. Thank you, Double Mountain. Thank you, Freebridge. Thank you, everybody's. We couldn't be here without you. We couldn't do roller derby without you.
Lauren on the line for Dockyard, pushing their way forward, hoping to maybe just push a way through a hall.
Kaleidoscope out in front, grabbing that lead jam position. Ooh, big hit there, Aftermath getting caught up in a bit of M. Peach's action. Kaleidoscope finding some room, getting out in front. There is a lot of pinballing going on in the middle of that pack. That's the only way to describe it. We got jammers trying to get through the pack. We got blockers trying to get into position, and people were just smashing into each other there for a moment.
Cindy Lou Smack-You holding the jammer cap is finally through and is now ready to put some points up on the board for Dockyard.
Kaleidoscope out in front, calling off that jam. And that was our intermission, our halftime whistle. That's what that was. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Kaleidoscope, putting some points on the board. Make some noise for your All-Stars. 128 to Dockyard Derby Dames 31.
Don't forget to get yourself some 50-50 raffle tickets. Half of the proceeds go to the next.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the second half? That's what we want to hear. We're going to see a bit of jammer on jammer action. I'm guessing this second half. We're definitely going to see a lot more point trading, I'd bet, as well. 128 on the scoreboard for the All-Stars. 31 for Dockyard Derby Dames. You guys are from Tacoma, right? Dockyard Derby Dames coming out of Tacoma, Washington. Kaleidoscope on the line for Gorge. Looking for a runaway up the top. Bad Astrid on the line for Dockyard. Kaleidoscope getting out in front, grabbing that lead jam position. Kaleidoscope looking for some room running across this pack. That pack spread out, no pack situation being called there. Sister Slaughter trying to get a piece of Kaleidoscope there. 4 on the board for Collide. Bad Astrid looked like the star came off the helmet there for a minute. Looks like a big hit there to Bad Astrid. Slowed way, way down. Kaleidoscope, though, finding some room up top. Picking up 4 points. Bad Astrid with a big recycle there. Getting stuck back behind that pack once again.
Bad Astrid getting pushed to the outside. And is going to get recycled back by Spounder.
Kaleidoscope trying to get some room around that outside edge there on that Dockyard pack. Able to that second time. Grabbing 4 more points.
Bad Astrid just taking the hits and continuing to move forward. That is the end of the jam. Astrid does get 4 points up on the board for Dockyard. Sorry I'm late. I was downing some delicious barbecue from the Delicious Barbecue place. Do we have an ad for them? Because you should
Smoke
read
Ring
it.
Barbecue out in the lobby. Yeah, it's delicious.
Currently all over our second announcer's fingers and face.
Yep.
It really, oh my God, is it still on my face?
No, it's not,
Okay,
but-
because I thought I
Only
got
a
it
little.
all. I was very concerned.
You got a little something right here. Oh, you got it. You're
I was eating like a rabid dog. Just
Like
hunched.
a vegan, getting out in front, grabbing that lead jam position for Gorge. Juice Box getting out of that penalty box. Looks like going to try to play a little bit of defense, though, right before coming into that pack. Fast-moving pack. Vegan had that lead jam position and called it off, giving away 1 point there.
$31 is Lauren. Way to go, Lauren.
Lauren picking up 2 points in that last jam for Dockyard. Getting out in front, 9-inch Snails grabbing that lead jam position for Dockyard.
Snails almost taking out their own pivot coming around the apex. Does a jump and gets 4 points to put up on the board.
Brutality in the penalty box. Gorge Wall trying to solidify there and not let 9-inch Snails get any ground.
Nine-inch Snails moving from side to side, trying to get around Gorge's walls because, again, these are some of the toughest walls that I've seen jammers have to try to break through.
Big hit there. Looks like Slamboni.
No points up on the board for Gorge in that jam. 8 points up on the board for Dockyard. Redzilla just trying to push through, break into anything in this unopposed power jam start, swings to the inside and gets a lead jammer.
Redzilla with that lead jam position. Now Brutality out of the penalty box. Engaged with that Dockyard wall. Britt finding some room, but not getting it clean, picking up a track cut. That's going to be another 30 in the penalty box.
Redzilla pushing down Gorge. 4 more points up on the board.
Redzilla calling off the jam.
Shout out to Everybody's Brewing. Everybody's brewing, but nobody's brewing like everybody's brewing.
Oh, thank God, because this is the perfect time for everybody to get up and have a dance break, because I don't know if you heard this, but Fergalicious just came on. So I know that there are people in their 30s that shook their booty to this in high school.
There's
so
people that don't know. There's people that only know how to spell banana because of Fergie. So
You mean Gwen Stefani, and yes, that is true. Fergalicious. No one? Just me is literally dancing to this? That's cool. I didn't get a lot of steps today because I drove here, so I'll get it out. NSOs, people in the back here want to be, some are really serious, and that's cool. We can do it too over here. I'll be serious with all of you.
if you're having fun right now,
No.
you can come have the same amount of fun with us.
Zebras? No. Center NSOs. No one's listening anymore. That's cool.
Come have fun with us at the Big Lebowski. When is that? February 22nd.
What second?
Lebowski.
Yeah, that's happening. I was in dance mode, man. You can't just throw questions at me.
You can come watch Storm City's all-day tournament. Gorge Roller Derby defending their title.
Bad Astrid going unopposed for just a little bit longer. Ooh, just falling down over there.
Brutality starting this jam off in the penalty box. Serving time from that penalty there at the end. We saw in that last jam.
Bad Astrid does have lead, but considering how strong Gorge Jammers have been, let's see how much longer she will continue to go unopposed. Brutality gets through and is now on a scoring pass. 4 points up on the board for Bad Astrid. Hard hits from Sister Slaughter. There's a reason why her name contains the word slaughter. Whoa.
Brutality engaging that back wall, moving that pack forward. A pivot, lost their stripe. We're not sure. Or maybe it's a star. It is. We see the star on the track for Dockyard. Sometimes that can happen. Big hits there. Bad Astrid trying to break through that derby wall in the back and finding a bit of concrete. Brutality with a bit of a push through there. I think we're seeing a few penalties being issued at Dockyard.
Bad Astrid not wearing the jammer cap anymore. Jammer cap is now being worn by Sister Slaughter. Let's see if Sister can move through this pack just a little bit easier.
Brutality through for 4. Big hit there in the middle. Looks like Sister Slaughter going down right at the back of that pack. And a timeout being called. No timeout.
Official timeout being called.
Yeah, we do have an official timeout where the officials are going to get together and they're going to stand there in a circle for a minute, make some decisions.
Shout out to Tilly Janes. Tilly Janes Every Trailblazer game, every football game, and happy hour all weekend on the Heights in Hood River.
Our very own number 409 Gorge Roller Derby's Aftermath can't keep her blood in her body and is deciding to distribute it all over the penalty box.
I hear that sometimes blood is hard to contain inside your skin.
It is. Blood sometimes just doesn't want to stay in your body. It's like, no, let me out. I want to break free.
You know, it's not hard to contain my excitement for this smokehouse barbecue. It's so good.
All right, we are back from that timeout. Like a Vegan on the line for Gorge. Lauren on the line for Dockyard. Vegan out in front, grabbing that lead jam position.
Lauren passing it off to Cindy Lou Smack You. Cindy Lou is already out and looking to put some points up on the board. Let's see if she can get there before Vegan gets out and calls it off, maybe. Cindy Lou looks like she could have passed at least one. No? Okay. Well, Dante says Cindy Lou did not pass anyone, and I trust whatever Dante says. So, pretty sure I saw one hip. One hip. What?
I don't think one of yours guys is going. 9-inch Snails on the line for Dockyard Derby Dames. Kaleidoscope on the line for Gorge.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Collide looking for some openings on that inside line, getting rebounded to the outside. 9-inch Snails finding some room.
Oh, snip snoots. 9-inch Snails out in front and has the lead.
Dockyard controlling this jam. Face bounder, Slamboni, Juice Box here up at the top of this pack, trying to hold back 9-inch Snails. Multiplayer block being issued there to Slamboni, it looks like. And that jam being called.
Shout out to the red carpet, the classiest dive in Hood River.
It is legit the classiest dive. You were there.
I was there. I've been in a lot of dive bars. This one had the nicest bathroom out of all the ones I've ever been in.
Bathrooms in the carpet, man.
Yeah.
They deserve their own sponsorship. We are hanging out in a team timeout now. Gorge team timeout. Now, sometimes these team timeouts, we see the score difference here, but we still have 20 minutes to go. And if Gorge doesn't keep their skates basically pointed in the right directions and keep their composure and maintain that control on the track like they have been, then Dockyard has all opportunity to step in there and cause mayhem. And sometimes a little bit of mayhem is actually a good thing for the losing team because they can take full advantage of those openings that aren't seen by the other team.
If a couple of seasons of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette have taught me anything, mayhem can make anything happen.
And there you have it. That's how we get you from MTV or NBC or ABC right to roller derby. All right, back out on the track, we got Redzilla for Dockyard Derby Dames. Like a Vegan for All-Stars.
There we go. Redzilla is out in front, but Like a Vegan is right behind. Vegan, if you don't know, was raised by a speed demon, so Vegan could edge out and get in front. Let's see. It's a tie for points now. 3 points up on the board for Dockyard. No, for Gorge, and none on the board for Dockyard, unfortunately. Bringing this score now 167 to 62.
J-Bomb single-handedly ended that jam there with that knockout on that block or on that jammer. That reset was just in too prime of a position. Too much momentum was going to be lost there. It just wasn't worth continuing forward. Kaleidoscope on the line for Gorge.
Sister Slaughter on the line for Dockyard. Again, Sister Slaughter, known for being a huge hitter, is out in front and lead jammer. 2 lead jam statuses awarded to Dockyard back to back. Let's see what Sister Slaughter can do here, trying to keep Kaleidoscope at bay.
Sister Slaughter calling off the jam there right as coming up to the back of the pack. Kaleidoscope just keeping too much pressure on Sister Slaughter, and Dockyard is not in a position to be giving away points knowingly or willingly. That's for sure.
Like a Vegan back out on the line, going up against Lauren. Both sets of jammers getting stuck behind the butts of the walls, but it's like a Vegan that gets out in front. And again, Vegan was raised by speed demons. She's been training to go at high velocities since she was a baby. So Vegan can do a lot of damage if Dockyard jammers don't get out quickly enough.
Vegan finding 4 more points there. We see Slamboni just having to make some aggressive and evasive moves to get up to the top of that pack to help play defense. Vegan through the top for 4 more on that inside corner. That doorway just keeps getting left open left and right.
Penetration wearing the jammer cap now for Dockyard and is having difficulty getting through, but now has Spounder to get past along with 2 other teammates. Penetration trying to take that inside line. Whoa.
Trying real hard not to have a reset there. Aftermath holding on to face Spounder. Like a Vegan getting recycled there on the outside of corner 1, or corner 3 and 4.
Like a Vegan and Penetration getting recycled back. Like a Vegan still in control of this jam. Just over 30 seconds left. Vegan calls it off just as Penetration was coming around to put some points up on the board for Dockyard.
Just about halfway through this second half.
Shout out to Heights Family Dental. Heights Family Dental, nothing left to do but smile, smile, smile.
Seeing an interesting start here on the line for Dockyard.
Bad Astrid on the line again, sneaking underneath the arms of their teammate. Is now, it's just like Gorge Wall, it just regenerates. It's almost as if they just keep putting new players out there.
They have a supply of new skaters that just magically reappear. It is the largest David Blaine conspiracy since 2015. We got a track cut there and a power jam for Dockyard. Bad Astrid gonna have all the track they need as long as they can get out in front of that pack. Kaleidoscope serving 30. Hard hit there to the inside. Bad Astrid.
Bad Astrid getting sent all the way to the back and again having to fight through the Gorge walls.
Nice rotation there. A quick dive in through the pack. Bad Astrid able to get out in front and call off that jam. We are not seeing the Gorge, really do any letting up here. That is for sure. They've been pushing this thing through jam for jam. And Dockyard has been right there to try to meet them every single time. So
Yep, it's just really a testament to the Dockyard blockers really stepping up their game, because it has taken Gorge almost 15 minutes just to get 20 more points added onto the board. So it's just showing that they've really stepped it up in this second half.
Yep, totally. And we're seeing not just that, but we're seeing a huge change in the way that Gorge is having to respond on the track. And that's a power jam. 9-inch snails in the penalty box for Dockyard, like a vegan. 30-second power jam. 4 points on the board there.
Like a vegan putting 4 more points up on the board during this power jam.
9-inch snails out of that penalty box. Both jammers now running against full force packs.
9-inch snails on their toe stops, really just trying to push this wall forward, getting a little help from Dublin Trouble, and that's the jam.
If you like winning cash and you like supporting a good cause, don't forget to get yourself some 50/50 raffle tickets.
Oh, yeah.
Sports the Next Door. It has served the Gorge for almost 50 years. They offer service from fostering youth to doing small business support, and they are changing lives, building stronger communities.
Kaleidoscope on the line for Gorge. Out in front, grabbing that lead jam position. Red Zilla for Dockyard, trying to find some room through the middle of that pack. Seeing a star off the helmet for Red Zilla. Kaleidoscope trying to find some room on the outside of corner 2. Pushing up through.
Redzilla is out, and now is the time to try to put some points up on the board. Only 2 Gorge blockers were out there. 2 points going up on the board for Gorge. 196-62.
Shout out to Page Paint. Page Paint, supplying the Gorge with all your paint needs. 1402 12th Street in Hood River.
Can you hit me now? Starting on the line for Dockyard.
Like a vegan, coming back out of that recycle there.
Can you hit me now as lead jammer coming around looking to be dangerous to put some points up on the board for Dockyard.
Like a vegan, taking a big hit and having to go to the penalty box right after it. Not a good power play position to be in for Gorge.
Again, like I said earlier, it's just like new Gorge blockers just keep coming out of nowhere. Once you think you pass them, 2 more appear right in front of you.
It's that rotating wall. They're always working on having that wall rotate to where it needs to be on the track. It's not supposed to move laterally left or right, but rotate into those positions. If you kind of think about it like a triangle, the triangle can always cover that track in a very effective and deflective way. And we see a lot of teams implement that, that 3-wall, that rotating 3-wall with kind of like the support person up in front to act as a brace. Gorge definitely has been working on that for a long time, and it is an incredibly effective.
It's showing. Dockyard in a power jam for now. Lauren out there all by themselves having to break through that Gorge wall. Gorge jammer, like a vegan, is now lead jammer.
But not for the very first time. She's been here a few times before.
Like a vegan on an apex jump there, 4 points, and that brings Gorge All-Stars to 200.
That double-decade mark. Like a Vegan responsible for a lot of those points. Vegan out in front with 4 and calling off the jam. 9:30 on the period clock. 2:04 on the board for Gorge, 65 for Dockyard.
Shout out to Windermere, putting people with homes throughout the Gorge. Licensed in both Washington and Oregon. Give Kim Chamness a call.
Kim Chamness is the mother of one of our very own Gorge Roller Derby skaters, Lethally Blonde. Right out in front, Kaleidoscope getting recycled real quick to that inside line. And to that outside line, but trying to find some room in either direction. And there it is with a nice quick 1-2 through corner 1. Gorge Wall trying to get nice and reformed there.
Bad Astrid is out and is looking to put some points up on the board.
Kaleidoscope getting recycled back to that pack, and when doing so, calls off that jam. Again, Gorge not really interested in giving any points away here.
Nine-inch Snails going up against Like a Vegan. Snails finds that inside line but gets stuck and is trying to swing through any hole that they can find. Like a Vegan gets lead jammer.
Ooh, big sidestep there. Like a Vegan not able to keep those skates under. Nice big recycle there for Dockyard.
Snails getting hit out and recycled all the way back by Gorge. Vegan calling it off. 4 points on the board for Gorge. No points going up on the board for Dockyard, bringing this score now 208 to 65.
Shout out to Mr. E Live Productions. His sound system will pick you back up. It's one thing you can depend on.
Time out wide. Don't forget, folks, if you're liking the enjoyment and excitement that you're seeing here tonight, Storm City Roller Derby of Clark County will be hosting their 3rd annual Big Lebowski. That will be happening on February 22nd. It starts at like 10 a.m. It's a tournament that they put on, and it is the Big Lebowski themed.
It is the Big Lebowski. And it's pretty dang good, dude. You should come and just like chill out and just, stop acting that way. You just got to chill. If you weren't always so hypertension like that, you'd be able to get along in life, and you just chill and come to the Big Lebowski, man. Jesus.
We have a rug, and it brings the room together. Kaleidoscope going up against Redzilla. Redzilla getting sent to the box on a cut track power jam for Gorge Roller Derby.
Kaleidoscope out in front with that lead jam position for Gorge. 6.5 minutes left on the clock. 1:30 in the jam clock. Kaleid running into a bit of a Dockyard wall there, but Dockyard not able to hold back Kaleidoscope. And we're seeing definitely strategies changing from the Dockyard pack there, trying to figure out the best defensive strategy. There's that chaos we were talking about earlier. A little bit of chaos the front of that pack, but Kaleidoscope able to take full advantage of this power jam situation.
Cut track on Gorge. Pivot going to the box. And now Redzilla is released back out onto the track. Only has 3 blockers that they're going to need to get through.
Collide around to the front.
Ooh.
Heavy hits coming from both teams there. Aftermath headed to the penalty box for Gorge. Kaleidoscope out in front, calling off that jam. A 14-point jam there. 222 All-Stars, 65 at Dockyard.
Oh, Bad Astrid taking a little bit of a fall, getting pushed from Vegan. Vegan still trying to find a hole, but having a little bit of difficulty. But Apex jumps and becomes lead jammer. Bad Astrid swings around and gets out as well. Now coming around to put some pressure on Vegan.
Vegan on that inside line, calling off that jam.
Shout out to Smoke Ring Barbecue, just off the roundabout in downtown The Dalles. Don't forget to swing by tomorrow for Sunday Fun Day between 12 and 3, where we help support our local veterans and those who currently are serving abroad.
Lauren is up in front with 2 Dockyard or 2 Gorge blockers. Getting a little bit of help from their pivot.
Pitbull headed to the penalty box for Gorge. Kaleidoscope looking for some room, but having a big recycle there. Nice rotation, walk away. Lauren walking away from that blocker for Gorge.
Kaleidoscope getting hard hit by number 815, Rat Attack.
Kaleidoscope trying to get reset, finding a nice line through the back of that pack, but that Dockyard wall is definitely solidified in these last few jams. 3 minutes left on that period clock, a minute on the jam clock. Gorge walls back to full strength.
Kaleidoscope gets out and is now going to look to be dangerous, but Lauren calls it off to save points, making sure Gorge can't continue to spread out that gap. 4 points go on the board for Dockyard, bringing this score now. Dockyard Derby Dames 69, Gorge All-Stars 225. Passing it off. Can you hit me now? 2.
Vegan out in front, grabbing that lead jam position.
9-inch Snails holding on to the jammer cap, trying to get through, but is getting recycled back after a spill over in turn 3. No, tier 2, 1. Like a Vegan sneaking through, 4 more points up on the board. Whew, hard hits, taking people out. Like a Vegan calling it off, putting 2 points up on the board for both jammers. 71 to 235.
think we have a timeout being called. Team timeout for Dockyard.
Shout out to Nichols Art Glass, where passion for art and the love of glass meet. Come visit us at 912 West 6th Street in the Dalles.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are more than likely going to be in our last jam when we get back. That's exciting, considering how much action and energy has been put onto the floor tonight. We definitely want to say thank you to Dockyard, but would you please make some noise for Dockyard for being relentless? You don't always come to roller derby to win, but you know what you always come to do is play your heart out, and that's what they are definitely doing, and we love seeing it. So thank you guys.
Dockyard has been serving some hard hits. Their jammers have been doing the right things to try to break through. They are definitely a formidable team. It just really goes to show how much hard work and dedication Gorge has been putting in over the seasons.
Out in front, Kaleidoscope grabbing that lead jam position. And that wasn't it. They called that one off. We're going to have another jam, 40 seconds, 30 seconds on the clock.
They did that to prove you wrong.
I know, but that's not always the case.
Like a Vegan going out against Sister Slaughter. Time out Gorge.
Timeout Gorge. What are they doing here? What's going on?
Can we stand here or do you want us to stand back?
Just like back behind that line would be great. Then we can see. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor, get on your feet. We've only got one jam left. I'd almost guarantee at this point, 24 seconds. Let's see what we got. Sister Slaughter on the line for Dockyard. Like a Vegan on the line for Gorge.
Sister Slaughter could serve one of her hard hits and break through. Stuck behind Like a Vegan, Gorge blockers sitting on Sister Slaughter.
Like a Vegan not able to get around that top of that pack. Sister Slaughter looking for a good recycle. Nails it. Grabs that lead jam position for Dockyard. Period clock with 3, 2, 1. That is that period clock. This is our last jam, ladies and gentlemen. Like a Vegan looking for some room. Not able to get through right off the initial start, but now through the pack. Sister Slaughter up to the back and calling off the jam. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have taken it to the end. Make some noise! We want to say a big thank you to Dockyard Derby Days for coming out this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please make some noise for your Gorge Roller Derby All-Stars? Please come trackside and get a high five. And ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for our away team this evening, Dockyard Derby Dames. A big thank you to coming out all the way from lovely Tacoma, Washington. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the second half. Before we do so, we want to introduce you to the skaters here this evening for our second game of roller derby.
Second game, here we go. Who's ready for roller derby? Okay, all right, okay. That was the baseline, so let's bring it up. Who's ready for roller derby? Okay, all right, good. We're just gonna keep progressing. And here we go, the lineup for Cherry City Roller Derby, Boneyard Brawlers. Don't forget, they walk around with their own skeleton. Number 05, Laura Salam. I'll get it right throughout the game, we'll talk. Number 1337, Minky DePayne. Number 25, Titan Young. Number 411, CJ Crusher. Number 49, Megahertz. Number 624, Deadly Nope. Number 644, Lulu, because I asked about that one. Number 696, Bubbles. Number 7, Shutter Speed. Number 77, Savage Scratch Kid. Number 9, Minority Whip. Number 419, Killmare Girl. And number 24, Katie Booty Bang Bang. Give it up for the Cherry City Boneyard Brawlers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your Gorge Roller Derby Blood and Gorge. Skating tonight for Blood and Gorge, number 03, Indominus Rex. Number 108, Murph. Number 166, Polytraumatic. Number 2468, Twinkle Toes. Number 305, Sage Against the Machine. Number 321, Raven Havoc. Number 4.0, Nerder She Wrote. Number 44, Malicious Bee. Number 451, Gnarly Charlie. Number 5050, Lethally Blonde. Number B52, J-Bomb. Number 737, Off Kilter. And number 742, Warrior Mama. Make some noise for your Gorge Roller Derby Blood and Gorge. And on the track tonight, we missed number 3.14, Kimbo Slice, back for the first time this year.
All right, here we go. Derby nerds, before we get started, can we get a big round of applause for Team Zebra and Team No Fun, the referees in the circle on skates?
And most importantly, our AMTs. Our EMTs making sure we stay safe and they clean up our bloody messes. We couldn't play roller derby without them. We love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. On the line for Blood and Gorge, Nerder, she wrote, grabbing that lead jam position.
Megahertz on the line for Cherry City, and they're right behind Murder, She Wrote. Megahertz is able to weave through into the front where the Gorge blockers are. Falls down but gets right back up, has 2 blockers to get past, but now the pack is caught up, and Nerder, She Wrote is trying to break through and put some points up on the board.
Big slowdown from both packs there, and Nerder calling off that jam.
Minority Whip on the line for Cherry City. Minority Whip swinging to the inside and is out. Lead jammer for Cherry City.
Minority Whip for Cherry City calling off that jam.
Is Gorge. Gorge is walking away with 1 point going up on the board. This score now is 6-5.
Shout out to Freebridge Brewing. Authentic beer for authentic people. Freebridge Brewing here in the Dalles.
Savage Scratch Kick gets out in front, and lead jammer status is going to Cherry City.
Warrior Mama jamming for Blood and Gorge for the first time this evening, looking for some room, but getting caught in that pack of white.
Savage just getting up and trying to bust through on that inside line, but swings to the outside and breaks through. 4 points up on the board for Cherry City. Again, Savage just breezing on through. 4 more points up on the board. Warrior Mama having a little bit of difficulty breaking through the Cherry City wall.
Warrior Mama trying to get around that outside. Not able to keep it in the track, though. Getting knocked out. Polytraumatic headed to the penalty box.
4 more points up on the board for Savage, bringing this to a 16-point jam, the highest scoring one so far, 22-6. Gilmore Girl out in front, and lead jammer Nerder, She Wrote, still trying to get through on that outside line.
Nerder finding definitely a slowdown there. Both jammers getting caught in a bit of that pack action. Gnarly Charlie also back from making a small human on the track tonight for the first time this season.
Gilmore working the toe stops on that outside line on turn 3 and puts 4 points up on the board. Nerder, She Wrote is through.
Still a lot of action, though, going on in the back of this pack. Gilmore Girl trying to get through the back of the pack. but just too much resistance from that Blood and Gorge wall. Kilmore forced to call it off.
1 point goes up on that turn for Cherry City. 4 go up on the board, though, for Blood and Gorge, bringing this score now 10-27.
I'm pretty sure what we're going to see here is a lot of strategy changing. Just like Cherry City Roller Derby, this is our B team as well. And for Gorge Roller Derby, and we see a lot of changing development happen on the track. Different strategies being put out to their use and seeing what works most effectively. Right there, Megahertz coming through that jam and calling it off. 4 points on the board for Cherry City.
No points going on the board for Gorge. This score now 31-10. Technical difficulties leading to the scoreboard not working.
Shout out to Volcanic Bottle Shop for the most extensive and diverse selection of beer and cider in the Gorge, on the Heights in Hood River.
Look at that. Humans helping humans, making sure that number 451, Gnarly Charlie, did not look like they had a little tail coming out of their butt. Sometimes technical difficulties happen in roller derby, just like in life. It's okay.
Technical difficulties are a part of roller derby because it's all ran by volunteers.
Yep.
So nobody here is paid to spend their time to learn how all this stuff works. But trust me, we do spend a lot of time doing it, or else we wouldn't be able to do it so consistently.
Minority Whip taking that inside line, pushing down number 44.
Warrior Mama looking for some room in the back of that pack. Having it up in front, though. Minority Whip grabbing that lead jam position for Cherry City. Warrior Mama looking for some room.
Minority Whip still trying to break through the wall on the inside line. Gorge having to be careful to make sure to not get multiplayers, but Minority Whip does break through, puts 4 points up on the board and calls it to save the points, making sure Warrior Mama can't try to close the gap anymore.
Strong play there from Cherry City.
Savage Scratch going up against Nerder She Wrote. Nerder trying to break through the middle, but it's Savage that gets out in front, going low on the inside line. You know, sometimes it's really surprising when you see semi-tall derby players get really low because it's just like, where did they go? I don't know. They got low.
Nerder able to get a little bit of left and right action there. Find some room around the outside on that straight. Savage definitely throwing some hard hits to that inside line. Not able to keep it on the track. Right as Nerder coming through on the inside Michael Jackson slide. Making that happen. Well, if you need to get dance move lessons, hit up Nerder She Wrote, because that slide was all the way. That was like a good solid 10 feet.
Kilmore Girl is on the line for Cherry.
J-Bomb looking for some room in the back for Gorge. Kilmore Girl up in the front on that pack. pushing hard against the front of that Blood and Gorge wall, but J-Bomb finding some room around the outside, managing to slip out in front. Grab that lead jam position.
Kilmore Girl just about 30 feet behind, going to be putting the pressure on, trying to force the call off, and does.
Nice strong play there from Gorge. A nice strike and retreat, but Cherry City keeping that defensive so strong. Gorge just having a hard time getting anywhere with it.
Megahertz on the line for Cherry. Megahertz taking that inside line and gets out in front. Lead jammer going to Cherry. Megahertz takes that outside line, going up against only 3 blockers for Gorge, putting 4 more points up on the board. Megahertz breezes through again, 4 more points up on the board with some amazing offense played by CJ Crusher.
Warrior Mama getting pinned to that inside corner once again. Megahertz with some speed coming into the back of that pack and calling off the jam. Almost catching a ref on the way out, too.
Sometimes you just hit a traffic jam. You never know.
Shout out to Double Mountain. Double Mountain, available in reusable bottles. Reduce, reuse, refill.
Minority Whip returning to the line, going up against Nerder She Wrote. This is apparently the jammer jam-off of the night here. Minority Whip trying to take that outside line, pushing against the back of the Gorge wall. Has 1 more to get past and does. Cherry City walks away with the lead jammer status. Nerder She Wrote is also out and is going to be completing a scoring pass. Minority Whip having a little bit of difficulty there. Calls it off, but is it in time? It is 2 points on the board for Cherry City. No points on the board for Blood and Gorge. This score now is 54-17. Savage Scratch Kid on the line, going against number 52, J-Bomb. Ooh, hard hit by Savage Scratch. Harder hit by Titan Young. Lead jammer is awarded to Savage Scratch.
J-Bomb looking for some room around the back of the pack, finally getting through. Not in that lead jam position, but going to be able to keep the pressure up a little bit on Savage.
Savage Scratch calls it off to save the points. 4 points on the board for Savage, no points on the board for Blood and Gorge.
Cherry City sitting up there at 58, Blood and Gorge 17. Nerder on the line for Blood and Gorge. Kilmore Girl for Cherry City.
Nerder She Wrote trying to take that outside line, but getting hit hard by the Cherry City wall. Kilmore Girl almost snakes past, but gets hit out by number 44, Malicious B.
Nerder She Wrote not having much luck around the back of that Cherry City, while Kilmore Girl able to finally break free. Looks like we're seeing a multiplayer block being issued there. Malicious B.
Nerd as she wrote, removing the jammer cap, but sneaking down the inside line, and is now going to be looking to complete a scoring pass. Kilmore Girl breaks through, putting 4 points up on the board and calls it off.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is last call. If you'd like a nice, amazing, fresh beverage from one of our amazing sponsors, head out to the lobby now, or you will miss your chance. J-Bomb on the line for Blood and Gorge.
Megahertz on the line for Cherry City. Megahertz trying to push through, find any hole, moving from side to side. J-Bomb breaks through, though, and gets out with Megahertz close behind.
Malicious B headed to the penalty box again. Right at the end of that jam there, Megahertz coming through, calling it off.
3 points on the board for Cherry City on that one. Started out as 2, went up to 3. Bringing this score now 65-19.
Lethally Blonde jamming for the first time this evening for Blood and Gorge. Minority Whip, though, getting out in front for Cherry City Roller Derby Boneyard Brawlers.
Lethally Blonde gets hit to the inside by CJ Crusher and recycled back. Minority Whip just skating through, putting 4 points up on the board. Minority Whip hit to the inside and recycled back, but got up quickly and is through again. 4 points up on the board.
Lethally Blonde
is in the box.
Yeah, still in the box, but we see a bit of action going on. The back of that pack, just trying to keep that blocker away.
Shout out to Page Paint. Page Paint, supplying the Gorge with all your paint needs. 1402 12th Street in Hood River.
Savage Scratch Kid on the line in a power jam for Cherry City. Savage getting hit to the inside and trying to get recycled back by number 305, Sage Against the Machine, and gets out, but is not lead jammer because of a no pass, no penalty returning to the track. So lead jammer is still available for Lethally Blonde to get.
I think we just heard a penalty being called, a multiplayer block there being called on Sage Against the Machine.
4 points up on the board for Savage Scratch Kid. Lethally Blonde still trying to get through and obtain lead jammer.
All Lethal has to do to get that lead jammer position is break through that pack. And there it is right there. Lethally Blonde grabbing that lead jam position. Now in control of this jam with no points on the board. We're going to see what Lethal does. Bam! A slew of penalties being issued there. Off kilter, polytraumatic, Sage Against the Machine, all in the penalty box for Gorge. Actually looks like Sage getting released right there at the end of that jam. And I can't see who they are, but there are definitely 2 Cherry City skaters in the box as well.
Kilmore Girl out in front on toe-stops on the inside line and gets out in front, but Nerder She Wrote is gaining speed. Gorge now trying to run up Cherry City to make sure that they can try to save the points and force the call off by Cherry City.
Speed on both of those packs was definitely getting up there to its limit of playableness. The Jammers really they gotta turn some legs if they're gonna get some passes when the pack is going that fast. So
I thought they were gonna start to do a 27-5 for a second, how fast they were going. Megahertz returns to the line going against Warrior Mama. Megahertz pushing up the outside line and gets lead jammer. Warrior Mama is out now. Megahertz right behind, putting 4 points on.
Warrior Mama in a precarious position right now as they get closer to the back of that pack. Megahertz probably not going to let that jam go on. We see Megahertz go down backwards and call that off there. Bit of jammer on jammer action.
Shout out to Twin Peaks Drive-In, serving the Hood River Valley fresh hand-pressed burgers since the 1950s.
It's a long time, 70 years. People sometimes still think that's 50 years. But that's 70 years. They forget about all those years we've had in the 2000s.
Minority Whip up on the line, going against J-Bomb. Minority Whip out in front on the inside line, pushing a Gorge wall.
J-Bomb doing a little ballerina hop over the outside edge there. Not sure if it was clean. It looks like it wasn't not clean. A track cut being called there. Cherry City in a power jam. That's going to be Minority Whip. 30 seconds of pure heaven.
All Cherry City has to do is just hang back a little bit, force the no pack call, and then Gorge will have to let Minority Whip go. But again, Gorge has those amazing blockers that just appear out of nowhere, and it looks like there was going to be a cut track call, but Il Presidente said no, it was a no pass, no penalty. Minority Whip putting...
Minority penalty box here, getting tripped up around outside of corner 3. Looking for a charge into the middle of that pack, though, but we can see that same rotating wall we become familiar with here at the Armory with so much effectiveness there. J-Bomb just getting caught. It's like a fly trap for a person.
Minority Whip getting stuck behind Gorge walls and calling it off. Cherry City reaching the century mark before the end of the first half. Just under 8 minutes left, 104-20. Savage Scratch sneaking to the inside and gets lead jammer awarded to Cherry City.
Nerder She Wrote for Gorge. Trying to find some room to the inside line, manages to do so.
Savage Scratch sneaks up the center of their blockers. Gets sucked to the inside by Gorge.
Gnarly Charlie, not letting that one go, taking it all the way to the edge. Nice kick out on Savage Scratch Kids there. Big hits there going to Savage. Knocked to the inside. Looks like a penalty has been called.
Looks
Not
like
sure what it was, maybe a track cut?
No, it was illegal contact getting called on Savage Scratch. So this is going to be a full 2-minute jam, the first full 2-minute jam of the game. And now
Nerder in, Savage out.
Savage returning to the track. Nerder is probably going to serve maybe 7 seconds
Yeah, it
before
was like
they
7,
get
8
released.
seconds. It wasn't very long. Before Savage can even get in the track, Nerder is already up, skating back to take position.
Gorge blockers doing an amazing job getting back together to hold Savage back for as long as possible. And Cherry City blockers doing an amazing job holding Nerder She Wrote back as well, all while trying to play a little bit of offense.
Nerder slipping through the top, had to take the star off the helmet for a second, but it worked, managing to get up through and pick up some well-earned points. Taking that jam the full 120. Nice play from both teams. Gorge, though, surprisingly not letting as many points get through from Cherry City in that jam. Only 7 going to Cherry City and 4 for Blood and Gorge.
Killmore Girl going up against Warrior Mama. Killmore trying to break up that center line. Warrior Mama just getting surrounded by Cherry City blockers. Breaks up that outside line, though. Warrior Mama is your lead jammer.
Warrior Mama in full control.
Killmore Girl is also out and is looking to put some points up on the board. Gorge is starting to run it just a little bit to help Warrior Mama get through.
2 fast packs, Warrior Mama making it through, calling it off to the outside. 3:45 on the clock.
4 points going up on the board for Gorge and 2 points going up on the board for Cherry City, bringing this score now 113-28.
Don't forget to get yourself some raffle tickets. The drawing is at halftime, so now is your chance.
50 raffle, 50-50 raffle, 50-50 raffle.
Megahertz on the line, going against J-Bomb. J-Bomb gets out in front. Lead jammer status going to Blood and Gorge.
We are seeing a momentum change right here in the last 5 minutes of this first half. Blood and Gorge definitely figuring out how to use that edge. J-Bomb getting knocked to the inside on corner 2 and calling it off.
Lulu going on to the line for Cherry City, up against Nerder She Wrote for Blood and Gorge.
See that face body language right now? Yeah, stressed out about it. I am very familiar. I am too.
Lulu is out in front and gets lead jammer status. Cut track is called on Nerder She Wrote. Power jam for Cherry City.
Nerder in the penalty box.
4 points on the board for Cherry City and calling it icing the jammer in the box.
Lulu was really using that power to full effectiveness there. Sometimes being the lead jammer isn't about getting points, but setting up your team to succeed in the next jam. Sometimes that just means, locking up the other team's jammer.
Yeah. Nerder wasn't sitting for very long, maybe 10 seconds. So that's going to be 20 seconds unopposed to try to get lead jam.
Right out to the inside, but off kilter, trying to shut that door.
And
Killmore Girl able to keep it in the track.
Killmore does get lead jammer status pretty easily on that inside line. Is going back to the inside line. Go with what you know. through, gets hit hard by number 44, Malicious B.
Laying down some law right there. That's what that was. Kilmore girl, though, still picking out 4 points in that pass. Nerder getting knocked down to the middle. Going for a quick huddle just to keep safe. We see the star off the helmet, though. Not sure what Nerder's going for. Packs are starting to get spread out. No pack situations bound to develop here.
2 points going up on the board for Cherry City, bringing this score now 123-30.
I think unless we see a timeout, we might not see another jam this half. 4. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Halftime.
Halftime.
Skaters almost thought that was the start whistle. That is a halftime. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for both of these teams so far.
Don't forget, Derby nerds, Storm City Roller Derby will be hosting the Big Lebowski in just 2 weekends from today. It's a full day of roller derby. Storm City will be there. Gorge will be there.
You know why Gorge will be there?
Because they're defending their title.
We're defending our title.
And because there will be merchandise and food there.
Well, I mean, no, we're only coming to skate because we're defending our title. The merchandise and the food are just benefits to defending our title.
That is also true. Here we go. Round number 4 of roller derby. For tonight, Lulu on the line for Cherry City.
J-Bomb on the line for Blood and Gorge.
Oh, snap. J-Bomb is out in front. Gorge apparently went backstage. I was going to say backstage, and then other things came out. So Gorge went out and had some Gatorade and some Wheaties, and now they're just like, hey, we're going to get lead jam first go out.
The Wheaties always do the trick. J-Bomb finding a nice left-right, grabbing that lead jam position, calling it off after picking up 4 points.
I was also told that I should let everyone know that the referee Il Presidente decided to play derby for a little bit at some point in the first half. Went out into the track, hit somebody. That's alleged. I'm not 100% sure, but definitely was out on the track and didn't realize that the jam was still going. But sometimes that happens. The excitement is just too much. Minority whip out on the jam line.
Warrior Mama for Blood and Gorge. Quick, not sure what happened.
Looks like the timer stopped.
We got a technical error.
Another technical difficulty.
Official timeout there.
Shout out to 6th Street Bistro. 6th Street Bistro, a local favorite for over 25 years in downtown Hood River.
For any of you watching right now, at home or in this building, I really enjoy watching the NSOs talk to each other because there's a lot of hand motions that if I feel like I'm playing baseball and someone's telling the other person to steal third or run home. I played softball for 1 season. It was a solo season. I was not good, and that's fine. I was just doing it to try to get an extra letter for my Letterman's jacket that my parents did not let me buy. Whatever. I'm fine, Mom and Dad. I don't need therapy. But that's cool. So we're still doing the shoulders, the touching of the shoulders to let everyone know that we're in timeout now. This is the timeout, but also it's a good little shoulder massage that you can give yourself. just so that everyone knows. Because that's self-care and self-love, and everybody needs a little bit of that. Just, sup, guys? How's it going? That's my beautiful fiance and our friends. You might recognize them from the earlier game, the Dockyard game. Those are our friends, hi. But they're making fun of me now because I'm doing some self-care and giving myself a little shoulder massage that everyone can participate with. There we go. I see you over there. The other fun thing about referee hand signals is that they work for so many things. Like, honestly, this one here, this is a directional, but I call it rubbing the butt, but consensually. So rubbing the butt, if you see that happen again. Chopping broccoli is this hand motion down. So you're chopping. It's chopping broccoli. That is also known as illegal contact. I call it, there's no penalty like that. That's not okay. That's no. There's also a face mask or a high block or more just self-care shoulder massages right here. This is also low block. There's also, so for those of you for those of you, can you still hear me with this? For those of you that are basketball fans, there's this motion that's traveling, but that doesn't mean the same thing here, so don't get confused. That's a different sport. Oh. How low can you go? How low can you go? Just because you played derby doesn't mean I can't get low myself. What? Okay, all right. I did. Derby nerds, you get a show. You paid money to watch a sports game, but you got a show. Like, you're welcome for entertainment. There we go. That was amazing. Way to go. A+. You're my MVP tonight. Yep, I don't have a gift for you, though. I'm sorry. My MVP. That's the most important one. This is the longest timeout ever. I'm running out of material, but if I was going to be a comedian, how would you think I did tonight? Like, some people are down for it. That's about average. So, yeah, just let me go, man. I hit a second wind. My barbecue from earlier has digested, and I'm ready to live a life. But here comes Crispy. Not to talk to me. That means I'm not in trouble, so I can keep going. So, if you guys are over 21, don't have children that you have to run home to, and are doing nothing after this bout, you can join us at Freebridge here in the Dalles. You're not feeding me any more lines. It's hard to keep going.
For the after party.
For the after party. Thank you. Thank you, the face. The official after party. Can we give it up one more time for the face here? Look at this. He's got a beard. He smiles every once in a while. Like, handsome feller right here. Right there. Four times smiler and all-time handsome feller.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for roller derby. Make some noise.
I'm so sorry you guys were subjected to me for all that time. I love you too. Here we go, Minority Whip. In case everyone forgot, we are playing roller derby. Minority Whip against Warrior Mama, and it's Minority Whip that is out in front with the lead jammer status, and one Cherry City blocker going to the box.
Warrior Mama out in front of that pack, not in that lead jam position, but going to be able to keep some pressure on Minority Whip.
Gorge blocker getting called. Oh no, a Cherry blocker getting called on a directional. 4 points going on the board for Warrior Mama. Minority Whip also getting 4 points. Warrior Mama not in control of this jam, but is out in front. Minority Whip might be just trying to time it perfectly to call it off, or Minority Whip might just be wanting to get their points and then call it off, hoping that their blockers can stay out in front. Getting a whip from teammates, calling it off. Does Gorge walk away with any points? I don't know. There's a lot of people in my way.
Shout out to Heights Family Dental. Heights Family Dental, nothing left to do but smile, smile, smile.
So 4 points for sure went on the board for Cherry City. Still some questions. 2 points going on the board for Blood and Gorge. 131-40 with Loraza Slam in lead jammer position. Loraza Slam putting 4 points up on the board.
Nerder getting out in front, picking up 4 for Gorge. Right up to the inside, Loraza Slam with a nice little inside line hop, picking up 4 and calling it off.
All right, Kilmore Girl on the line going up against J-Bomb.
J-Bomb looking for a split left or right, managing to find an outside line, grab that lead jam position for Gorge.
Kilmore is right behind J-Bomb, just about 40 feet. Both jammers looking to put up some points, but Gorge is the one that has to protect points. And that is exactly what they're going to do. But does Kilmore walk away with any points? 1 point going up on the board for Cherry. 2 points on the board for Blood and Gorge. And Gorge having now 3 blockers in the sin bin.
The sin bin is full.
So Lulu is only going to have 1 blocker to get through.
Warrior Mama on the line for Blood and Gorge. Lulu for Cherry City. Lulu getting out in front, grabbing that lead jam position.
Lulu out in front.
Warrior Mama finding just a little bit of a 2-wall there to start with, but building up that 3-wall for Cherry City, just bound to happen.
Multiplayer called on Cherry City. Warrior Mama now out on their initial pass.
I'm pretty sure I saw a fall from Il Presidente back there in the corner. Think that's a beer drink.
Ooh.
If you got him.
Hard hit by CJ Crusher to Twinkle Toes. Another 4 points going up on the board for Lulu. Lulu just skating through, not even looking slightly winded.
Warrior Mama getting a nice whip through that corner too. Lulu trying to cut through on the inside of corner 2, not able to keep it in the track and calling off the jam. Warrior Mama looked like almost coming through for another pass, managed to pick up 2 points there. What is going on with Blood and Gorge? Man, this has been a huge, the whole energy on that team has changed. Their whole gameplay has changed, and we're seeing almost a completely different team than the first half.
Yep.
It's incredible.
Yep. Minority whip going against Nerder She Wrote. Minority swinging back to the inside, trying to find a hole to sneak through.
Nerder just getting stuck up on that line. The corners always seem to congregate so much more left-right action.
Minority whip with a cut track.
That's a power jam for Nerder.
So if you're wondering why Minority Whip got that cut track, she got hit to the inside. The person that hit her fell down themselves. So Minority Whip probably thought that it was going to be a no pass, no penalty since they fell. But the referees called it cut track anyway, and that's why they're serving 30 seconds. 4 points going on the board for Nerder She Wrote on that pass.
Nerder looking for some room.
Oh, power! It's going to be a power jam and a full 2 minute with Nerder She Wrote getting an illegal contact penalty and getting sent to the sin bin. Lulu Minority Whip going straight through, putting 4 points up on the board for Cherry City.
Seeing another penalty there being issued for Cherry City. 4 more points up on the board for Minority Whip. Not in that lead jam position. Not a lot of time left on that jam clock.
Shout out to the Dalles CrossFit. CrossFit the Dalles. Get strong for life's bouts. Coach-led community fitness for everybody.
Cherry City's blockers starting 1 short, but not for very long as they're standing in the penalty box. Lorazaslam gets out in front, and lead jam goes to Cherry City.
Blood and Gorge trying to reform that wall. We've seen quite a change this second half, but Lorazaslam skating right around that pack like they weren't even there.
4 points going on the board for Cherry City. J-Bomb is now out and able to put up points, but Lorazaslam calls it off.
Cherry City taking a commanding control of that jam.
Kilmore Girl on the line going up against Warrior Mama.
Warrior Mama going right into that human trap. We've seen that triangle rotating around. Warrior Mama with a big reset there, but Kilmore Girl not able to get through. Warrior Mama taking full advantage, finding that lead jam position.
Cherry City blockers trying to offer just a little bit of offense to Kilmore Girl, but have to reform and get ready for Warrior Mama coming up. Lethally Blonde taking Kilmore Girl down. Gorge blockers doing an amazing job making sure that Kilmore Girl can't get through, proving this jam proving a little bit more difficult for Cherry, and there is an apex jump from Warrior Mama. 4 points going up on the board for Blood and Gorge.
Warrior Mama looking for another 4. With a strong play, Warrior Mama putting 9 points on the board for Blood and Gorge.
So much intensity coming off the track that they had to scream at their coach's face just now.
Yeah, they just screamed at their coach's face.
Lulu going up against Nerder She Wrote. Lulu trying to take that outside line and push through the Gorge wall. Cut track called on Nerder She Wrote, getting sent to the sin bin for 30 seconds.
That power jam for Lulu is in full effect. Gnarly Charlie going down with a big hit there to the inside. Looks like picking up a penalty in the middle of it.
Four points going up on the board for Lulu.
Twinkle Toes trying to hold on to the top of that pack there. Not able to. Lulu calling that jam off. Keeping Nerder in the penalty box. It looks like with seconds.
Shout out to Windermere. putting people with homes throughout the Gorge. Licensed in both Washington and Oregon, give Kim Chamness a call.
Bit of confusion there coming off the beginning of that jam. It looked like a penalty called right at the start. Nerder, though, out of the penalty box, finding some room, not in that lead jam position.
Minority Whip calling it off to save the points. 4 points on the board for Cherry City, bringing this score now 171 to 67.
I shall warn you in the crowd that James the Face shall be joining you. Be weary. James the Face is known not to play games, but he'll tell you a joke or two.
Kilmore going up against J-Bomb. J-Bomb playing a little bit of defense there before getting serious. Kilmore gets out in front. Lead jammer status awarded to Cherry City.
J-Bomb with a, not sure what that was there. Couldn't see the call from the ref. Track cut. A simple track cut there going to stop J-Bomb in her tracks, and that is going to be a power jam for Kilmore Girl.
Kilmore Girl getting 4 points on the board. Looks like Cherry's setting up to play a little bit of offense, help out their jammer, make sure that they don't really have to work that hard, just needs to skate on through. Kilmore getting the points and calling it off. 4 points on the board for Cherry, icing the jammer for Gorge in the box. This score now is 179 to 67. Looks like Gorge is going to be calling a timeout.
Yeah, that's a timeout for Blood and Gorge. I imagine this is a bit of a regroup as they came out of the start of the second half, and they were on fire. They grabbed that lead jam right in the first jam, and we've seen a really commanding control every jam so far for Storm City. Cherry City. They've just been nailing down the track the entire time. So Gorge definitely probably looking for a rethink and a regroup, trying to figure out the best strategy there.
Yep. The Cherry City blockers are doing an amazing job of holding back the Gorge jammers whenever they try to hit the walls. No matter where they go, the Cherry City blockers are doing a great job of transitioning, making sure that there's always a blocker in front of them, and their jammers are doing a great job at finding the edges, finding the lines, and just shooting straight up them.
That strategy is that three wall that we see from the same strategy we saw going on in the first bout. That three wall, it doesn't have to move laterally across the track. It can rotate to meet the opposing team. And that's why it's so effective. So
Lulu going unopposed just for a little while, and look, there they go, taking that inside line. It's exactly the strategy that Cherry has had the entire night. Move everyone out of the way so that their jammer can take the line straight up, and it's been very effective for Cherry City.
Lulu knows to look for that opening. It knows how big that opening needs to be for them to get through it. So very impressive strategy still playing into effect here. J-Bomb making some room out in front finally. Lulu looking for her corner call right there, and there it was, calling off that jam, trying to keep J-Bomb out of that scoring range.
Don't forget, folks, we're trying to send Gorge Roller Derby to Montana, and they are selling T-shirts to get them there in the lobby. I believe I saw that they are $25, or if you buy two, they are $45. So help Gorge get to Montana.
Right out in front, Warrior Mama grabbing that lead jam position for Gorge. And look at how fast these packs are going.
So now here we go. Gorge running it up, trying to get in front of Cherry City, but Cherry City is saying, you don't understand. We do 80 lap killers every single day apparently, and our endurance is up to snuff. So now it is just hoping that one of those Cherry City blockers falls behind and they can call it off, but instead just saving the energy, calling it off. 0 points go up on that board, but everyone did get a small little conditioning practice happen.
I think that strategy is one we often see, especially if one team's having trouble defeating the other team's defense.
All right, Titan Young putting on the jammer cap for the first time tonight. Has been deadly as a blocker. Now let's see what they can do as a jammer. And there it is, lead jammer going to Cherry.
Nerder with a big reset there once again. Trying to find a clean line through that pack has not been Nerder's easiest thing to do this evening. Right up at the top of that pack, though, Lethally Blonde trying to hold off Titan Young as much as possible.
Titan Young putting 4 points up on the board after doing a lot of spins moves.
Yeah, a leisure spin move. That was like I'm going to do a 180 now.
Yes. Whoa.
Ooh,
Whoa.
big
Oh.
hits.
There was a bunch of stuff happening. Low block called on Nerder She Wrote. Unintentional, but again, gotta stay safe.
Nerder with a hard slam there, with a few seconds to recoup in the penalty box after getting that low block. We're seeing some pinballing going on here. Indominus Rex trying to get a chunk of Titan Young.
Titan Young coming up again. Looking to go straight down the middle and just blows straight on through, but gets knocked down by Lethally Blonde. Nerder She Wrote on toe stops along that inside line, but is going to get called by inside track refs on a forearm and is going to get sent to the box. Titan Young calls it off. 4 points going up on the board.
That is going to be a rough position to be in for Nerder. That was a hard jam, that first jam, with included a hard fall, and now going to be back in this jam. Now, one thing we haven't seen yet, I don't believe, from Blood and Gorge is a star pass to the pivot, which we might be seeing in this jam just because of how much track time Nerder's had back to back.
Now, Kilmore Girl trying to get through, but Gorge doing the right thing, trying to hold Kilmore back. And Cherry hanging back, going to force the call off, the no pack call, but Kilmore Girl is getting called on a cut track and is sent to the box.
One jammer in, one jammer out.
Kilmore Girl is going to serve a full 30, though, because Nerder She Wrote also served a full 30. And there it is.
Around the outside, finding an opening and taking full advantage. That inside line was nice and open.
Nerder's setting the pace here, trying to find some holes, and gets through on that inside line with some amazing offense played by number 305, Sage Against the Machine. 4 points on the board for Cherry City. So now Kilmore Girl is being released back out onto the track and is going to have to work their way through the pack once again. Oh, Nerder takes a fall.
Big hit to the inside. Nerder getting totally steamed out on that one and calling off the jam. Like we saw 2 big hits.
Two
back
big
to
hits.
back, same jammer. I don't blame Nerder at all for calling that jam off. That was
No.
getting worked.
There is a reason why I do not play roller derby, because I am a scaredy cat. When you have people like CJ Crusher and Sister Slaughter and Roxy Roulette and other people whose names are escaping me, I don't want to be out there.
All right, back to the action. J-Bomb out on the floor. Looks like might have grabbed that lead jam position right out from under Bubbles.
Bubbles also wearing the jammer cap for the first time tonight.
Yeah, J-Bomb right up in the front of that pack, calling it off.
J-Bomb picking up 2 points on that one, bringing this score now 198 to 76. Blood and Gorge doing their best to hold off Cherry City from reaching that 200 mark. Warrior Mama going up against Lulu. Lulu pushing their way forward and gets out in front. Lead jammer status going to Cherry City. Meanwhile, 2 blockers are currently in the sin bin, and Gorge is trying to get up in front to save their points.
Both jammers coming in with some speed there. Hard hit to that inside, knocking one of Cherry City's blockers right into the middle of that pack. CJ Crusher. Lulu calling off the jam. Warrior Mama right at the back of the pack.
Cherry City surpassing the 200 mark, 201 to 82. Deadly Nope wearing the star cap for the first time tonight, going up against Nerder She Wrote. And it looks like Nerder is out in front, but Deadly Nope is right behind, barely 30 feet away. Nerder calling it off to save the points. 4 points going up on the board for Blood and Gorge. No points on the board for Cherry City, bringing this score now 201 to 86.
6 minutes left in this second half.
Savage Scratch going up against J-Bomb. Both trying to take that outside line, but only J-Bomb getting recycled. So Savage is your lead jammer.
Savage calling that jam off. Cherry City definitely having control in that jam. We are going to see Blood and Gorge working this last 5 minutes. Definitely doesn't take much to play the last 5 minutes comparatively, but when you're down by that much, it becomes a jam versus jam kind of thing. You're not looking at the scoreboard. You're trying to figure out the best way to just play each jam most effectively. Warrior Mama just behind Minority Whip. Minority Whip in that lead jam position.
Gorge trying to get out in front of Cherry, but Cherry knowing that they need to stay up in front as well. So now it's gonna be a speed. Warrior Mama can already pick up 1 point, and there it is. Minority Whip still unable to get anything. So Minority is gonna walk away with no points. And Warrior Mama is able to pick up 2. Looks like there's an official timeout to fix some tape. And the game is on. Gilmore Girl going up against Nerder She Wrote.
Nerder trying to find an opening on that inside line. Looking for some help anywhere. That pack is way too spread out. I know pack call happened in multiple places. Lead jam going to Nerder She Wrote.
I didn't see what Kilmore's was. Kilmore is in the box along with Savage, but 2 Gorge blockers are also in the box. So that's just 2 less players for some offense. And there is a track cut on Nerder. This is going to be a full 2-minute jam. So Gilmore Girl standing and ready to return to the track. Again, Nerder She Wrote just going to sit for the same amount of time.
So the jam's going to go that full 2 minutes, losing that lead jammer. The Gilmore Girl finding an easy opening there through the inside of corner 1 and 2. Big hit there, going to slow down Gilmore Girl.
Gorge doing their best to try to sit on Kilmore, make sure that they can't move forward any further. Offense getting played by Savage. Whoa, everyone's just falling over everybody. Illegal contact is getting called by Savage.
Looks like a big hit going to Indominus Rex there.
Let's give it up for Indominus Rex. Looks like during the pile-up up here in turn number 3, Savage hit Indominus Rex in the head. So the referees, to keep everybody safe, called the jam. Medics came out, double-checked that their head is okay. Doing a little bit more looking at the noodle because concussions are serious business. So we're going to check that out, make sure that they're okay. You know, accidents happen. That wasn't intentional. Savage sat with Indominus the entire time to make sure they were okay. So that's just the type of sportsmanship that you can see in roller derby, where even if they're on the opposite team, you want to make sure that that person is okay, especially when you don't mean to do something like that.
Again, roller derby, full contact sport, not like wrestling you see on the TV. That's not real. This is real.
Yep.
In fact, you can come see these girls' bruises tonight.
Yep. See it in a couple
All
days.
of our skaters tonight will be hanging out at Freebridge Brewing for the official after party.
Where is Freebridge Brewing?
Downtown the Dalles.
Ooh. So here we have Lulu going up against J-Bomb. Period clock just a few seconds behind the jam clock. So this has potential to be the last jam of the evening, but it most likely will not be.
J-Bomb getting knocked to that inside line. Lulu getting caught in that wall from Gorge. Lethally blowing a shoulder-to-shoulder defense there going on. J-Bomb looking for some room. Looks like there's some penalties being issued there.
Illegal contact called on J-Bomb. J-Bomb getting sent to the box.
That is going to make this a power jam for Lulu and Cherry City. A nice little Let me go to the left, please. And that door opens wide open for Lulu.
And then we got an sub being served on number 108, Murph. So Murph is going to serve 2 penalties.
That is huge right there. Blood and Gorge definitely hitting this last jam in. 50 seconds on the clock. Lulu calling it off.
So now we're coming up to the final jam of the evening.
The final jam of the evening. We've seen some big hits, but we see two of the Gorge Derby players in the penalty box. More importantly, we see J-Bomb in there in that jamming position. Not a good way to start the last jam. 30 seconds on the clock.
Minority Whip, one of the high scorers for Cherry City, on the line in a power jam position. And there it is. Lead jammer is going to Cherry City. J-Bomb is out and is now going to be coming up to a scoring pass. Minority Whip just has to break through, and there's 4 points and calls it off. Is that timeout going to happen before the period clock? Yes. Gorge is putting us into one more jam.
Right here, 1 second on the period clock. Gorge Roller Derby getting that timeout in with the refs. Let's get on our feet, ladies and gentlemen. One last jam. Make some noise.
One more. So Warrior Mama is going to start out this jam on the jammer line, along with Kilmore Girl. Murph is going to continue to serve a penalty.
Warrior Mama looking for some room up front. Grabbing that lead jam position. Looks like it's clean. Warrior Mama with that lead jam position for Blood and Gorge. Ooh, right on that inside. Barely holding on to a Kilmore Girl. Finding some room. Not good. Whoa, one track cut, another track cut. Warrior Mama getting a track cut, sitting down. Kilmore Girl getting a track cut, sitting down. Warrior Mama is going to be released. Kilmore Girl can't be serving much time at all, though, either. And this jam is going to go the full 2.
Warrior Mama trying to take that inside line, but gets hit out by CJ Crusher and recycled back. Kilgore Girl coming around, looking to put 4 points up on the board.
Warrior Mama getting caught up a little bit behind that Cherry City wall. Kilmore Girl finding some room, having to get through that pack, but it's not a good pass, getting a track cut there. That is going to basically leave the rest of this jam as a power jam for Warrior Mama.
Whoa! Warrior Mama gets out, 4 points on the board.
In these last few seconds, Warrior Mama coming through. We're seeing that pack speed up quite a bit, though. Looks like a low block being called there.
And that is the game. That is the game. Unofficial score, Cherry City Roller Derby 221 to Blood and Gorge 95.
Ladies and gentlemen, come trackside. and get a high five from our skaters this evening.